Okay, so we did our presentation over the Giver film, and so we're going to be analyzing the mise en scène and like the design of the film today. My name's Macy.
My name is Abby. So for the first element of design, we have setting. This component we analyzed in how that all the houses in this community are all identical. I think we were saying how they're all very simplistic, they're modern, they're all neutral colors, and that because they're almost all identical, this represents the community element of sameness. However, something that contradicts that element is the giver's house. It's very different and very different material, color, the size of it, the design, the location. And the biggest thing that we found in about the giver's house is how it appears one way on the outside and is completely different on the inside. Exploring this, we found that it was kind of representative of the giver's relationship with Jonas, how two other members, their relationship appears one way on the outside, but as us, the audience, get to see how it's another way on the inside. The community is very flat, no hills. We saw how this element kind of represents sameness as well, how there's no hills, there's no peaks, there's no valley, and how this can also reflect that no one is above anyone else and there's no competition. It's all just very flat. And another important element of the community is the edge. It's a mystery to the entire community members. They are kept in the dark. We see it how the elders and everyone is controlled and how society has a lack of knowledge. However, Jonas sees it completely different because, as we know, at the giver's house, he sees over the edge and the tree where all the other members have no idea where elsewhere is, how close other land is, or what really is over the edge.
And so the next thing we wanted to talk about was some of the various props that they include within the film. So the first one is the bikes that all of the children receive at the ceremony when they turn 9. And it's kind of a symbol that they're halfway to adulthood, they're gaining more independence and maturity. And it's kind of just like the freedom that they don't really have. It's like a symbol of that. And so the regular community members, this is their only mode of transportation. They don't have cars or anything like that. But at the end, we see that the military force has like a motorized version, kind of like a motorcycle that they use to get around. And then another prop that we wanted to include was the elephant stuffed animal that Lily has. And the whole family refers to it as a hippo, which we kind of thought symbolized like the loss of memory and lack of knowledge that the community has. There are a lot of misconceptions within society because of this lack of knowledge that they have. They don't really know a lot about everything because the memories have been taken away. And it's very significant to the relationship between Gabe and Jonas because Jonas uses it to kind of calm down Gabe during the film, and he actually gives Gabe a memory of a real elephant. So it's kind of like a happy moment for Gabe, even though it was painful to Jonas because he has seen like the negative side of it where the elephant is killed. And then finally, we wanted to talk about the books that are in the film. So there's kind of a very limited access for regular community members. They don't really have a ton of books and they all have the same ones to kind of keep that element of sameness within them all. But the giver happens to have like an abundance of books. When Jonas first walks in, he's like shocked by the amount of books that the giver has. And so, like I said, it just represents like the sameness and equality where everyone knows the same amount of information and everyone is equal in what they know. And then again, kind of referencing the hidden knowledge from the community where the giver kind of has more knowledge than the regular community members do.
So along with props, we analyzed their costumes. Starting out very general, all members wear light, loose-fitting, neutral colored clothes. Generally not a lot of skin showing. It's all very simple. With the men, they wear shorts, shirts and pants, or tennis shoes. Women, they kind of vary with either shirts and pants outfits or dresses. The women are very modest. Their clothes go very high up on neck. The cleavage isn't showing anywhere. Shoes, typically it's flats, tennis shoes, or sandals. However, adult women are the only ones allowed to wear heels. And if they do, again, very modest. Their heels are very low to the ground, nothing flashy. So these are pretty much their day-to-day outfits that remain the same. However, on the ceremony, their attire changes. It's very formal. Men wear suits and dress shoes. However, the women wear a dress, but it's more formal with a long jacket, flats. And the difference in these situations is the ceremony, everyone is wearing pure white. While all the community members wear pretty much the same clothing, the elders vary. They wear all black. They're very dark. They wear a cloak-like jacket. Still very modest and simple. However, they are wearing a very dark color compared to all the other members. Something that is interesting that we found is how the chief elder, while she's an elder, she wears a white outfit, and we found this to represent that she doesn't want to be seen as a dictator. She wants to be seen as more of a peer and equal to the community. However, this shifts in the scene where she's hunting Jonas. We see her in a dark black outfit, and we see that because this is a dark time in the movie and that her characteristics change, because we think that her wearing white is portraying something, an image that she wants to be seen by the community. However, when she's in these dark situations in the dark clothing, that is not being reflected to the community, because immediately after this scene, she's back in her white clothing for Fiona's release. With Jonas and the Giver, Jonas starts out as a regular community member. However, when he gets his position, his assignment, him and the Giver are seen wearing both black and white. They're wearing white, but a black vest and black accessories with that. We see this because white, again, is a community member color, whereas black is more of a position of power. So we've seen them being in the position of both. They're being tied to the community, however, being tied as an elder and representing power that they have. Similarly to them being in the middle of positions of power and normal life members, is kind of the military force of the chief elder. They are seeing dark gray outfits and they have a weapon of sorts. We see that they're not completely white clothing, but they're not also completely black. So they're kind of in the middle of that position of power. And lastly,
So then we just included some photos of some of the costumes. We have like all the white, which is like purity, innocence, and then some of the darker aspects of some of the outfits, which we think symbolizes a little bit of the opposite. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. That's our presentation.
thank you.